G'day everyone, Jackson here. Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for Monday the 6th of October. As always, timecodes will be in the description if you want to jump ahead, you know, all that stuff. So this set, pretty good. It's completely different to yesterday. So yeah, good that we've got some difference this time. So honestly, everything here is pretty good. Probably the slowest of maybe be stages, maybe be guild daily as well, but it depends. Dangerous foes, pure water springs, and guild daily would be what I'd go, but Tel Var is actually also quite good, because one, if you get, there's like certain things you can loot and like do it instantly. But yeah, you have to, it has to be like certain things that you sort of pre-prepare, and there's also dangerous foes usually around the places where you want to kill stuff for Tel Var. You can also look for this stuff here, like pure water and alchemical plants, while you're doing your dangerous foes or your guild daily or your Tel Var stones. There's a lot of stuff you can do at the same time. But yeah, what I would usually do: dangerous foes, pure water springs, and guild daily. All right, starting with pure water springs. So yeah, while you do everything else, you want to do this one. Like, don't do this on its own. Just like try and do other stuff first, and then at the end, just do the rest of it. So there are regular alchemical plants, like this dragon thorn here. Then there are water side plants, like water hyacinth over here. The other one is known root. Then you've also got the pure water nodes that look like this. They just look like a little whirlpool, like tiny whirlpool in the water. So all three of these work, as well as like any mushrooms you find. And the mushrooms are usually in different locations from the normal plants. So here's a list of all the ones I've found so far in Cragmorn. I know I said do other stuff while you do it, but yeah, you can just find it all here. Because without a doubt, the quickest way to do this on its own is to just go anywhere next to like water and look for things like the water springs or the water hyacinths and the known root. Those three are usually in large, like frequent numbers around the edges of water. I think in the distance there, that might actually be a... No, it's not. Here's another known root over here as well. Known root makes a distinct noise, so you can usually find this quite quick if you're nearby. Also glows, so it's quite easy to see. So one thing you can do to make finding alchemy plants easier is this glow effect that's on this cloth plant. You can get this by getting the passive Keen Eye reagents in the alchemy line. If you don't know all the alchemy plants, what to look for, this can help you find them, especially if like there's lots of plants around it as well. So yeah, that can help. Also, going to settings, video, and changing grass to off removes most of the stuff around it. Usually, like a couple of plants, like a couple of shrubbery will remain, but most of the stuff that you'll find in the wild is just going to be the interactable nodes from that point. So yeah, you can see blessed thistle here, water hyacinth over there. Yeah, just more stuff around. I think that's a nightshade over there. Yeah. So some of these can be a little bit hard to find, especially things like nightshade, because it's so small and usually surrounded by like lots of shrubbery. So yeah, that can help a lot too. You can also use surveys if you got one. So I think I've got a survey container. Yeah, so if you get any alchemy surveys, if you do alchemy writs, those give you 6 nodes guaranteed that nobody else can actually take. So that can be a great way to do this very quickly. But as I always say with surveys, if you've only got a few left, maybe hold on to them. Because when survey endeavors come up, you want to have some of those, because otherwise you can't do those endeavors. And if you get like other shit options for that step, then yeah, it can be really painful. I'll just leave this here for a sec, just in case you want to screenshot or have this here for reference. This is Cragmorn. This is probably the most resource dense zone in the game. Okay, now looking at dangerous foes. So this gargoyle is a dangerous foe. The way to know if an enemy is considered dangerous, it says shielded life bars in the thing here. I never understood what they meant by that. The little diamonds to the left and right of their health bar at the top there, that's what indicates that it's a dangerous foe. So anything with those 2 little diamonds there, if it's 1 on each side, if it's 2 on each side to indicate like a public dungeon boss, or 3 to indicate like a world or dungeon boss, they all count. Now what that means is some of the enemies that you'll find in Tel Var stone, like like around Imperial City, they count as dangerous foes, as do the public dungeon bosses that you'll deal with if you do the major skill daily, which is honestly the best skill daily to do, I think, aside from maybe doing the heists or the black sacraments. I still think major skill daily is still great though. So yeah, just to prove to you that this is the case, because yeah, proof is always important. There you go, so that's one dangerous foe. So this is usually a pretty good place to go if you just want 2 dangerous foes off the bat. So these gargoyles here, there's 3 of them, and this is just in front of, oh yeah, I gotta turn on objectives and my chance. So this is Tel Var Citadel, just out the front of the trial in Craglawn. Another great option for this is this area here, Spellscar in Craglawn. Craglawn's great for tier 1 enemies because they're fucking all over the place. But yeah, lots of Storm Astronarchs over here and Frost Astronarchs over here. The Flame Atros are just normal enemies, so don't worry about them. So yeah, that can be great. Any of the instances here, the home tours will be your best friend, because you've got Earthtier Cavern over here that you can travel to and come down here to get to Hurrah. And there's also Ranusar School of Warriors down here. This is where you'll find a lot of gargoyles too. You'll also find some Storm Atronachs over here, some dangerous foes. And then yeah, you've got Eleanor Private Arena over here. It doesn't show up, but there's actually a house you can travel to in home tours here. And there's also Hackfield's High Hall. So any of these are great because you can either just travel straight to the Wayshrines near Spellscar from this way, or as soon as you enter Craglawn, this Wayshrine will unlock, so you can maybe just travel over here and then just get this Wayshrine, and you've still got easy access over here. And they're not the only places. There's a lot of other places. Willow Grove in Reaper's March is another good option. Dolmens in places like Oridon. Dolmens are almost always going to have like dangerous foes, because they'll have things like the Zivkin, the big bestial Daedra like Daedroths and Harvesters and all the Atronachs and shit. So these, because they're also just constantly up, it means you don't have to worry about people killing all the enemies that you want to use. They'll always be up, and there'll always be enemies spawning at them constantly. So yeah, these are good too. But because we're doing earning Tel Var, it is also another thing to consider. Let's go have a look. So firstly, Imperial City, you want to go here. Now there's no CP and regular Imperial City. Now, based on my experience, less people tend to go no champion point, which in this case is probably going to be more beneficial to you for most of the situations here, because the less players are around killing the stuff that you want to kill for Tel Var, or the missions you want to do for Tel Var, the better opportunities you'll usually have. It'll either mean everything's still alive that you can kill, or it'll mean that there's nobody around to get in your way if you're running around killing stuff. So the most important thing to understand about Imperial City is if you're holding Tel Var, like I am here, and you die, you lose half of it. And if a player kills you, they gain the lost Tel Var. So players here are fucking ravenous, and they are very tough, very good players here. So if you come on here, like come into this place with a PvE build, be warned, you are stepping into a PvP Wild West, essentially. These people do not fuck around, I mean that. Alright, now, with that out of the way, there are some very quick ways to do this, but there's some caveats to it. So one, if you have any light Tel Var Satchels, which you get from completing the daily Imperial City quests, for example, Lifeblood of an Empire, that's usually the best one, if you go to the Arena District, these Tel Var Satchels, they have Tel Var in them, and the Pelinal spoon boxes from the recent White Strikes event, or any of the there's the Zenithar boxes or coffers. If these have Tel Var in them, so let me just find one, like this one for example, you get the Tel Var from these, and that counts the Endeavor. So if you have a bunch of these lying around and you haven't used them, you can just immediately do this one almost as soon as you log in, if you just grab these, because you can use them outside of Imperial City too. So yeah, just go through, check if you got some Tel Vars from those, and that could be another good option. Now, a very risky but high reward method, because what you normally do to get your Tel Var is just go out and kill the Daedra that are out in just the either the Stealers themselves around here, or in the districts, which is usually the way I do it. If you have Tel Var on you, you get a multiplier. As you can see here, I get 4 times as many Tel Var. And the other thing is, if the districts each of these districts here are owned by your faction. You also get a bonus Tel Var of 33% each. So if your faction owns all 6 districts, or if the faction you're currently on, you get 2 times from this. So you can get a maximum of a whopping 6 times the amount of Tel Var from a single kill. This means, usually, if you kill what is considered a dangerous foe, like the tier 1 enemies, it will almost single-handedly get you straight up to the maximum Tel Var for the Endeavor. So that's what I'm going to try and do here. But again, this is an overland area, and the enemies are sometimes dead. Not always, though. Alright, so it looks like, yeah, there's a DC player. I don't want to be going over there. Alright, so there are 6 districts. If you see one's busy, there is 5 others that you can check. And most of them will have some dangerous foes around the starting spot. So you start in like a tower, and be warned, if you hop off the tower, it's like a well. It's far easier to get down there than it is to get back up. So if you are going to come out here, just be aware of that. Okay, so there's an example there. Killed the Zivkin, counted as a dangerous foe, and that on its own gave me about 50 Tel Var. So that doing that 3 times, that'll get you your Endeavor, if you have 10k. But you do not want to go down there with 10k Tel Var. Trust me, you will not financially recover from that. So either stay on the top of the tower, use ranged attacks very carefully, because players can still shoot you from down there, and gankers will be able to easily kill you if you're running a PvE build. Or get all your Tel Var off you, put it in the bank, and just run down there and just kill shit. Or check for chests as well. If you see any chests, you'll be able to see them easily, because they'll have like a little blue emblem on the front. So they're actually quite visible. They give you Tel Var too, and they can give you a fair bit. So those are the options, and also obviously here with the objective or the mission, the quest. Fucking hell. Right, so with this one, the Lifeblood of an Empire. This is probably the best to do if you want the Tel Var Satchel, because it is so simple. You go around here, you'll see these people here. There'll be Dremora around them. And if you want to free them, you just have to kill one of the Dremora, or walk up to them and interact with them, and it'll free them. So in this case, I'm just going to quickly kill this one here. Did that a bit too early, but so as you can see, it freed the 2 Imperial citizens, and as you can see, I'm still at the top. So I can just chill, wait for the aggro thing to go away, or I can probably want to make sure I have cloak just in case, because yeah, as I said, players can still attack me up here, and I do not want to fucking lose that many Tel Var. Dremora down here if you want those citizens as well. Also though, you don't have to. If, say, an enemy player comes over here and either interacts with these people here or kills one of the Dremora here, even though you don't interact with them at all, you're still just chilling up here, it will still count for you. So you can basically just let other people do your work for you. It is something you can do, but you just got to be very careful if you're around here, because yeah, usually, especially like PvP players, they won't just let you do this. If they see you up here, they will usually fucking give you a slapping. And you know, fair enough, it's a PvP zone. You should expect that. All right, so just quickly check. Kill that one, and yeah, we get 2 more. So now you just can, while you're up here, you can just chill and wait for them to respawn. That's one way. Or you can just hop down, and there's some more, for example, another one over there you could grab. And then there's some more, usually I think some more over there, and then some more maybe up there. Basically, all around the district, you'll see people that you got to rescue. And once you get 12 of those, you can head back down. Basically right here. Yeah, here she is here. So you just talk to her, you'll be able to hand in the quest, and you'll get one of those Tel Var Satchels. But the other way is just to use the boon boxes themselves. Just remember, if you are going to hop down there and do that, just make sure you deposit your Tel Var. You do not want to be losing that shit. The reason for that is, I think, it's either I'll have a look. You can buy Hekajos, and Hekajos, you can basically just convert Tel Var to money, or you can buy some stick shit with these Tel Var stones. I'll show you. One of the items I like is the Baron Thirsk shoulder, because, yeah, 1 piece of stamina and magic recovery, really good. And that takes a fair bit of Tel Var. The Tel Var merchant also sells... yeah, you get fragments, you get you can get scripts as well, though that costs a fucking lot of Tel Var. Here we go. Okay, Joe's here. Look at the price of these. 17 grand for a single one. And you can also just get other stuff. I wouldn't really advise getting any of that stuff there, because that stuff's really cheap. Maybe some of this stuff. Yeah, so these can have the Zivkin polymorph collectibles. But you can buy the polymorphs outright if you have enough Tel Var, but I'm pretty sure you have to get like hundreds of thousands. Oh yeah, here they are. Yeah, so these ones here. You can see 250,000, but these are the... You might see these around. These are the Zivkin Augur polymorphs. Yeah, very expensive, these ones. So yeah, you can see some of the stuff you can get with Tel Var is pretty crazy. So if you hold on to your Tel Var, it can be very valuable. I only need 5 more, so I'll just put away my Tel Var. And then I'll just go get the other 5. Should be pretty quick. I'm pretty sure the Arbitorium is also great for dangerous foes, because there's like a couple of Daedrith and Zivkin like as soon as you get here. Though I don't know if it's the same for every faction. Yeah, for example, there's a Daedrith right there, so you could kill that. Something you can do. I wonder if I can hit him with trap from down there. I can! There we go. I got 4. Thank you. That's all I need. Alright. Easy done. Alright, so Guild Daily Quest. There are 5 you can choose from. So there is the Undaunted Daily Delve. It's important to note that it's the Daily Delve from... oh, he's not here. Bolgrul, I think his name is? The one where you go to solo delves, not the actual dungeon pledges. The pledges themselves don't count. Still don't know why to this day, but yeah. The other ones are the Guild Daily for Mage's Guild and Fighter's Guild. So Mage's Guild, you have to go to a public dungeon and just loot a chest. It's an instance chest that everybody else can loot at the same time, so it's super good. The Fighter's Guild one's also pretty good, like most of the time, because you just got to take down 1 dolmen. And there's always 1 dolmen up in every single zone, but it's just that sometimes some of them can be a pain in the ass to get to if you haven't been there before. Like, for example, if you want to do the East March one of them's down here and you have to go all the way to the other side of the map. So, yeah, that can be a little time-consuming at first. The other one, the Daily Undaunted Delve, that one is probably my least favorite of the 3, because you have to kill the Delve boss usually. The Delve boss, you have to wait for it to respawn if it's already been killed recently, so you can just waste time doing that. And also, some of the things you have to do, like the items you have to pick up, the fetch quests for those, you have to share some of those with other people. Again, can slow you down. But usually, with all 3 of these, there are different scribing scripts that you can get. So the one that'll probably take you the longest are the ones for the affix script, and these are the Undaunted Daily Delve ones. Though you can also get that from the Imperial City ones if you want to do the Tel Var today as well. So, yeah, a few things there. But yeah, each of these. So the Fighters Guild ones are these ones, and then the Mages Guild ones are these ones. Some of these can be really good, especially for doing some of the other scribing stuff. Especially like the Healing and Scribe skills. Immobilize on Banner Bearer. You do the Mages Guild dailies to do that. And yeah, Mages Guild is the easiest. You can do this in a few minutes usually if you set it up right. The way I do this is I find out what public dungeon it is, and what I suggest you do is either be able to, well, I mean, it's easy to do home tours, but either home tours Flaming Nyx or buy it yourself for 10k, and you can travel to this directly and go outside. So where you go into one of these public dungeons, it'll be a bit of a pain getting back out to the Wayshrine to get back. What you can do instead is, as soon as you found the chest for the Daily Delve, a daily Guild Daily Quest for the public dungeon, you can travel straight to this. So you waste a lot less time fucking around trying to get out, as opposed to that. So if you're willing to spend like 10 or 15k, that is a really good investment. Honestly, one of the best investments in the game, as far as endeavors are concerned. what quests, what public dungeon you get. So, for example, Forgotten Crypts here. This was really easy because as soon as you enter Deshaan, this is the way shown that unlocks. So it's actually pretty damn easy, and you also have access to Velothi Reverie. In any of the situations you use for these 3 guild dailies, it's probably going to be the case where one of the home tours houses is going to help you here. Because if you haven't been to Deshaan before, I mean, I have to come here to get the daily quests for that matter, but yeah, you can use these. So for example, if you got the one in the Rift, Lion's Den, all the way over the other side of the map of the starting way shrine, but there is a house with home tours you can get to that cuts down the amount of time it takes to get there really short. In this case, you just look up, I think it's Autumn's Gate it was, and yeah, this one here, that is in the Rift. You just travel to one of those, leave through the front door, and then you'll be pretty much right next to Lion's Den in that case. And all you're looking for is wherever the group event is located, that's where the chest is going to be. So when you get inside, the quest will show you where to find it, but it's always next to the group event. So you just loot it, and that's it. Now we leave. Even if other people loot this chest, you can still loot it too. It's totally good. So now, as I said earlier, we go to Flaming next to Luxgare, and instead of going all the way back out with a way shrine, we can just travel straight there. So that's why I say this one's so good, because it only takes you a few minutes to get in here and do this, especially if you have a build that goes invisible and just skips all the enemies, and then it's only a few minutes to travel back. Here we are. Got the door. And yeah, we just go straight back to the Mage's Guild. Now you can do this in the other 2 capitals. They are Eldenroot over here, and you've also got Stormhaven Wayrest. These places are good too, but I personally just prefer Deshaan because 1, the house you can use to travel back here is much cheaper, and 2, Eldenroot, while the Undaunted Delve is like easy to get to, the other 2 you have to go, you can't mount in the actual tree, so you have to go on foot, and that's lower than just being on a mount. So yeah, I usually don't bother with that one. And the house in Stormhaven is fucking expensive. It's like, I always fucking steal in that chair. Yeah, it's always really expensive, that house. So yeah, I don't bother with that one. So completing that, you complete the endeavor, you get a Mage's Guild merits, and this will have once a day you'll get one of these bound scripts. I believe there's a very rare chance for these focus scripts to be, or any of these scripts to be non-bound. I don't know what the chance is, but I know it's possible to get those. Yeah, you get some other stuff, but the script and the endeavor is the main thing. Okay, so there's 2 extra guild daily quests that you can do, and they're related to Hugh's Bane and the Gold Coast. With these 2, where's Gold Coast? Here. So with these 2, you've got the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood, and they have their own guild daily quests you can do, where they take you to an instance area. They're very quick, a couple of minutes usually, but the only issue is preparing for them. For Hugh's Bane and the Thieves Guild, you need to complete the long game, the 3rd quest in the zone storyline, and that takes a while. It takes a couple of hours if you haven't done anything yet. Same thing with Gold Coast. It's quicker to get to a lesson in silence, which is what you need to unlock Black Sacraments, but you can get a huge bounty killing people in this game, so yeah, that might dissuade you from wanting to do that. But if you don't care about bounties, that's also, it's quicker than the Thieves Guild one, I think. So those are the 5 guild dailies. You've got the Mages Guild, Fighters Guild, and the Undaunted Delve in the capitals, and then you've got the Heist and the Black Sacraments as well. And they're all relatively quick, but definitely Undaunted Delves and Fighters Guild tend to be the slowest. But yeah, just maybe consider the scripts that you might want to get for certain things. Yeah, for example, Bannerbearer, Immobilize. Great for the healing with Scribe abilities endeavors. Alright, so last stop, Infinite Archive with a partner. So you can either do this with a player or a companion. Now, if you just want to get to stage 4, usually maybe melee companions will struggle a bit, but ranged companions tend to be okay. That being said, players will always, or 99% of the time, be better than companions when it comes to damage, though maybe not when compared to like interrupts and blocking and stuff. Companions are actually pretty damn good at that. But yeah, companions can be very stupid. They can just stand in fucking AoEs and get themselves killed. But you can also you can also gear them up to be quite good. And the early stages in Infinite Archive are pretty chill as far as like incoming like mechanics and damage goes. So to find Infinite Archive, you need to come here, or you need to find it on the map here. So Infinite Archive. You can travel in here, I believe. There's like a way in Necrom, but the Infinite Archive itself is base game, and you can travel to it from a Wayshrine as soon as you create a character. That's definitely what I recommend over traveling there yourself. That being said, I don't know if this counts as an arena, because arenas, every enemy counts as a dangerous foe. It's kind of weird. Yeah, just make sure you get your companion out now. It will change it to a double, like the leaderboard score. It'll change the way it works, but that doesn't matter. Leaderboards, getting to stage 4 is like worth nothing on the leaderboard anyway, so unless you want to go further, it doesn't matter. Okay, so you can get the quest if you want, but if you're going to do 4 stages, you're not going to complete the quest, so that's not super important. It's only if you want to go further in Infinite Archive, if you like it. Alright, so heading through this door, this is how you start with the archive. And as soon as you enter this black circle, that's when it starts. So I'm just running a companion here with just like some decent damage gear. I've just got mostly aggressive, shattering, quick and focused. Anything except for melee damage dealers I think is good. Healers are good because, yeah, it's not much healing, but it just gives you a little bit to pad yourself while you get like other incremental healing, or if you just don't have to reactive heal as much. Tanks are probably my favorite. Though, yeah, companions as a whole I don't really bother with too much. But yeah, tanking as far as I'm aware has been most successful, especially on bosses. And then magic damage dealers also, or not so much magic because you want to use medium armor. But yeah, just ranged damage dealers, ranged everything I find survives better. And Miri is an interesting one to talk about because if you level up Miri Elendis like enough, she gets an ability to go invisible. And in my opinion, that's like the strongest fucking thing you can get for a companion. Because unless you've got to taunt yourself, the companions will get themselves like angry enemies all the fucking time, unless you hit them first. And it's really annoying because yeah, they don't respond very well to that kind of damage. Unless you really make them tanky. So you can see this person already ran to them. But even if they die, it doesn't matter. It'll still count for the endeavor. Like they also revive themselves afterwards once you kill all the enemies. That's not super important. Alright, looks like dangerous foes doesn't count for the regular enemies. That's fine. Alright, so did we get a dangerous foe? We did. Okay, cool. Alright, so there usually will be one of these big boys here. Not always, but yeah, most of the time. So these vanguards try to... Oh yeah, I got some other big dude. So those vanguards try to interrupt them because they fucking... If they do the big shock circle thing, they become really, really tanky. It's annoying trying to kill them. Yeah, it's just general fighting. It's sort of like being in a delve where the enemies are a bit tougher, essentially. Alright, so now when you complete a stage, you get a verse. Some of these, so these are basically temporary buffs that last a single stage, or cycle, or arc. They can be very fucking powerful, or they can be fucking worthless. It's just a gamble, essentially. Temp is pretty damn good in both bosses or just regular stages. So yeah, I'll use it almost at the start. So yeah, my sort of mantra for the enemies in this place: stick to a ranged enemy, because the melee enemies will come over to you as well. Yeah, you can see that verse there helps a fucking lot. Kill them super quick. Yeah, just find the ranged enemies. You can see there's a flame matcher over here. We'll stick to this one. There's 2 waves, and then we've got a big dangerous foe over here. So, why do they not count? Wait, what? Did I not do enough damage to them? What the fuck? Huh. Well, that's fucking shit. That should work, because they're enemies with fucking shielded life bars. Fucking hell, that's stupid. I'm actually gonna report that. Okay. Yeah, cost a block, I guess. Nah, neither. That's the thing. Neither of these are really super valuable to me. Alright, so these are essentially minigames that you can play between rounds. If you just want to complete your stages, though, these will slow you down. But they do give you a verse for completing them, which can be good if you want to fight the boss. Because, yeah, verses are usually your power in here. Right, so Ice Heart. So this should count as a dangerous foe, but at this point I'm not too sure, considering that the other ones didn't. Yeah, so this will just be a boss. It'll be a boss that you've fought, like, in other dungeons. For example, this is the second main boss of Direfrost Keep. And yeah, this boss is pretty straightforward, but yeah. The early ones will usually be not too bad, and the late ones will be quite challenging or advanced. But yeah, sometimes they can surprise you. Right, that does count as a dangerous foe. That's shit that the other ones don't count. Okay, so now we get visions. These won't be too valuable here because you only are doing 2 more stages, and then because these last the whole time, but they're usually a bit weaker. But yeah, you're only going to be here for a couple of minutes, so it's not too important. Yeah, critical healing, not too bad. But yeah, the other one was just like physical damage stuff, which I don't really care about. Okay, so here you'll get the process will the cycle will literally repeat because you'll get 2 more stages, and as long as you do them with a player or a companion, that'll be it. So when you want to leave, you go to the next stage. You can't do it after a stage is completed. Before you actually enter the circle, you can go to the index here, and this takes you back to the start. And from here, you just go back over here, and the portal will be over here. And then you can just leave and go back to wherever you came in from the way shrine or whatever. Right, so that's all to do with this this Endeavor set. I'll be doing the weekly soon. It's a pretty easy one. I'd suggest just doing crafting with any skill. Class skills is also pretty good though. I definitely avoid battleground matches myself. Alright, that'll be it. Any questions, give me a holler as always. But thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll see you next time. Take care for now.